Thinking about replacing your floors in your home? What is the process? What is it going to take to get those old floors out and be prepared for new floors to come in? In this video, we're going to answer some of those questions. Demolition is the first step in getting prepared for your new floor in your home. So we're going to talk about some of the things to consider that you might not have thought about in the demolition process. Whatever type of floor you have down now, it's got to come out. So if it's carpet, we've got to come in and we've got to pull out the carpet, the padding, and the tack strip if you're going to be putting in new hard surface instead of soft surface like carpet. If you're just going to take out the old carpet and pad and put in new carpet, then we leave the tack strips in. We use those. The reason why we keep those tack strips is that sometimes installing new tack strip over old concrete is almost impossible, and it'll cost you a lot of extra money to have to come in and glue in new tack strip. So whether or not we're doing the demolition or you're doing the demolition for carpet removal, keep this in mind. Just remove the carpet and the pad and leave the tack strips. If in your home you've got tile or hardwood or laminate or LVP, all that's got to come out. Each one of those are very unique, and some are difficult than others. Part of the demolition process, before they can get in and actually tear up whatever floor is there and get it prepared for the new floors, is they've got to take the baseboards off. Taking off the baseboards and reusing them is something we do on a regular basis. If that's what's going to happen, they're going to gently pry those baseboards off. They're going to mark the bottom of the wall and the back of the baseboard that they took off so that it's easier for him to identify what baseboard goes on what wall. It's critical to get these baseboards off so that during the demolition process, they don't damage those baseboards. Now, if you're going to replace your baseboards and put all new baseboards in, and they don't have to worry about the process of marking the wall and marking the back of the baseboard. But either way, we want to protect those baseboards. All of that's got to come off before we can start the demolition process. Let's take tile, for instance. Taking out tile is a messy, loud, and dusty environment. Most of the time, we're going to hire a subcontractor, a company that does demolition of tile removal every day. They're set up to come into your home. They're gonna line the walls with plastic to protect your pictures. They're gonna line the walls and openings to your hallways to keep the dust from going in there. They're gonna turn off the air conditioning system because we don't want to suck all that dust in and then blow it out throughout the whole house. Then the process of taking that tile, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be loud. They're gonna bring in hammers and chisels, even mechanical chisels, and in some cases they'll even bring in equipment that they can walk behind or ride on to help pop up all that tile. Once all that tile's been popped up, now we got to consider, what do we do with the thin set that was holding it down to the subfloor? So we've got to come in there with grinders, sanders, and we've got to get that thin set off. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. And a lot of people think they came in and they ground my floor, so I don't need any grinding. Just keep this in mind in the demo process. When we're just taking the thin set down to the original floor, that's all we're doing. And they are not concerned about whether or not it's level and you got high spots and low spots. That comes in another process of the installation. If you're removing engineered wood floors or solid wood floors in your home, that's going to be a big challenge. There's a lot of different issues involved here. Was your engineered wood floor glued down to the concrete floor, or was it nailed down to a wood subfloor? If it's a wood subfloor, it's going to be a lot easier to get those floors up and out if it was nailed or stapled. If it was glued down on either concrete or wood subfloor, the process is going to be extremely difficult. It's going to take a long time, and be prepared. More than likely, the demolition process of getting the engineered wood or the solid wood floor up off of concrete or wood subfloor that's been glued down to is going to leave some damage, and you might have some repairs that you as the homeowner are going to have to cover in order to put in your new floor. If you have old LVP or laminate in your home and you're going to do the demolition process, or you're going to hire us to do the demolition process, one thing that's nice about floating floors is that they're floating. They're not attached to the floor. It's going to be fairly easy to pull all that product up and throw it away. So that's the good news. The bad news is there's still going to be floor prep. You might think, well, I didn't notice or feel any unevenness before on the old floor. Why do I have to worry about floor prep? Why do I have to do any sanding and grinding? Well, from our perspective, the previous installer might not have cared of what the condition was like of that subfloor, and that, in turn, any high spots or low spots can affect the new installation, and you'll be unhappy with the new floor. So it's always important. We've got to look at those subfloors. We've got to make sure that they're at least smooth enough to accept the new floor and lay flat and not be noisy, so that you can enjoy your new floor in your home and be satisfied with the process and with our work. So as soon as the demolition process is over, your floors are going to be exposed, and that's when we're going to discover whether there's any issues. Issues like mold, floors that have been wet, damaged or rotted subfloor if it happens to be a wood subfloor, concrete that is cracked and uneven, high spots, low spots. We're going to expose all of that. And all of that's going to need to be addressed. There's no way to really know what you have underneath your floor until we get the demo process done. So the demo process is done. It was a lot of work. It was way more stressful than you were expecting. Sorry about that. That's just the life of replacing your floors in your home. But keep in mind, the end result is going to be beautiful, and you're going to walk through your home loving that floor. But before we can get to that point to where you're walking through your home on new floors and you're loving it, is what I say is the number one thing to put your money and to put your concentration into after the demolition. That's floor prep, floor prep, floor prep. I think that's the place to put the most of your money, because the better you get your subfloor smooth as possible, the more resilient and the more flat your floor will be for you to live on and love it. When all that's done and we're ready to start laying down your new floor, there's some things that we need to let you know about that are very critical and are required for warranty purposes. One of those is new construction, old construction. If we're installing a floating floor over top of concrete, we have to lay down a 6 mil poly over top of the concrete and then lay the new floor on top of that. You say, why do I need that? I'm putting down an LVP, it's 100% waterproof. The things you don't or may not have understood about your concrete, especially in new construction, is as that floor is curing and drying, it is going to evaporate moisture out of the concrete. That moisture is very corrosive, and that is very damaging to the bottom of any product, say it's a laminate or an LVP. So the manufacturers, for warranty purposes, have said, we require a 6 mil poly layer laid down on top of your concrete to prevent that corrosive evaporation going up against the bottom of the new floor and destroying it. Not sure what's under your current floor? Let us help you find out. Here at BlvdHome, we have salespeople that have been around for a long time, maybe too long, but they know what they're talking about. They can answer your questions. So be sure, give us a call, stop into our store, talk to our salespeople. We like to talk. That's what my wife says, I talk too much. But either way, we're here to help out. Subscribe, like this video. It helps us out to bring these videos to more people to help them understand the process of demolition.